you doing, guys? It's not going to be a very detailed video on the incubator, but I will have a quick run through on it. I don't want to be telling you how to make them. I'll tell you how I made this one. But I haven't bred snakes before. I haven't made incubators before. I don't know if this thing's going to work. I do not want to be telling you guys right now how to make this, and I don't even know if it works yet. But it seems to be holding temperature pretty well, so I'm going to go with it. It's most probably going to work. But before that, we'll intro, and then I got to do a quick shout out. As a lot of you guys know, I'm building the animal room, and the quick shout out is to everybody that has helped me. Alex, thank you for helping me with the roof and an absolute butt ton of other stuff. And my mate Jake helped me move these things. I mean, they are foam and they're only a thin sheet of steel there, but these things are heavy, and there's a lot of them, and they're huge. And Jade helped me move stuff, my neighbors helped me move stuff, everybody that's helped me move stuff, thank you so much. It's definitely helping. Actually, there's been a few people that came to help me move the door frame, which is still out the front, so I'm still going to need to move that soon as well. But I really do appreciate your help. It means a lot. So that is the quick shout out. Oh, also, my mum, thanks for hooking me up with some steel and stuff. Even though I'm buying it, I still love you. So let's get on with the video. The lighting in here is absolutely terrible. So I've got my work lights up, but they're not working very well because they are way too bright to be using inside. So let's have a look at the incubator. So first of all, we have a glass front fridge, an old beverage drinks fridge from wherever. You can get them anywhere. I actually got this one off the side of the road. Yes, I do that. I get lots of stuff from it. It's recycling. It's good for the environment. And I make money off of it. But whatever. Don't judge me. So this thing here cost me absolutely nothing. The computer fans came out of, I mean, you can get them off the side of the road too, but you can get them anywhere. I had a few lying around. The thermometers, whatever you call them, I had them lying around too, but you can pick them up fairly cheap. Just make sure you get good ones, because you can get some off eBay that I found that I used to use for my fish tanks. They would give false readings when they got low on battery, or some of them came pre-false readings. So just get a handful of them and double check them. There's 3 computer fans in here. There's one big one in there blowing up, and there's 2 up the back there facing down behind this metal bit at the back. I would open it up and show you. I probably should have done this video before I turned it on and everything, but at the moment I am trialing it out, and I don't want to be opening and closing it too much, but I can show you some videos of me making it. But first of all, I will show you the temperatures. So down here, we are at 31.9, and the probe is on the fan there to the left. The other probe is in the middle, up here, and that is at 31.3. There's another probe here, which is at 30, that one's 31.2, and then at the back of this, it is 30.9, which will be because I opened up the door just before, so it's made it all a bit weird. But the thing, the thermostat that's running it is this one back here, and that is at 32 degrees. That is because the probe for that is right next to the heat cord. What I've seen a lot of people do is put their temperature reader for their thermostat in the air in the middle, which I completely understand, but what you got to understand is you're heating up the middle to the temperature that everything will be at. So if you've got heat tape or your heat cord on the side here or at the back, you could get massive changes in temperature between the air temperature in the middle and the wall temperature on the sides that the cord's actually at. So I'm working from putting the probe for the thermostat right next to the cord, not touching it because that might be a little bit too close. And then from there I'm just going to work it slowly away from it to get it to the temperature where I want it to be reading almost everything the same. Oh, I forgot to mention that we gutted the fridge when we got it, so there's absolutely nothing. Some people like to use the original fans and stuff, but the fans that were in this thing were absolutely massive. And some people have had problems with a lot of heat being generated in them. And some people use the original lights, and I've seen them use them in like these style. There was a fluorescent tube behind there, which I feel like would cause a lot of heat inside something that you want to be controlling the heat, not during the day it would get warmer, and as you turn the light off it would get colder or something like that. So I decided that I would not be running that light. I'll eventually put LEDs in it and around it, and then eventually redo this whole thing because it's quite an old fridge. It's a little bit creamy on the sides there, so it's not the prettiest. So eventually I'd like to get a nicer one and do a nicer incubator. That'll be the goals. But yeah, so we've got the 2 fans up the top, the 1 fan blowing air up the bottom, and it seems to be working. I'll show you some footage of me putting it together just so you can get an idea of what is behind that sheet of metal at the back there. You can kind of see down the bottom here there's a hole, and all the cords running in the back there. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video. I will show you some video footage of that, and then we'll get on to wrapping up the video. So don't be scared to use a lot of tape. Originally, I'll show you a photo of that now. I didn't put enough tape on and it started to fall off, so I decided that I'd pull everything apart and change the heat cord, and now we have this. So it works really well. I've not been having too many problems with it. I would like to add a few more water bottles to it. I'll explain the water bottles in a second. But yeah, so I soldered the fans together, stuck the tape down, put it all back together. It's fairly simple and a lot of people have done it. But yeah, there's not much else I can say about it. I mentioned before about the water bottles being in the bottom, and a lot of people do this to add a greater thermal mass which holds heat, so when you open up the door and close the door, all the hot air in there rushes straight out and is replaced with cold air. And for your heat cord or your heat mat or whatever you've got in there to heat the air back up really quickly isn't really going to cut it. So whatever is warm in there will start losing heat, which will warm up the air. So the more mass that holds warmth in there, the faster that the temperature will rise back to whatever you wanted it to be at. So yeah, a lot of people have a lot more water than this in there. Don't have it open, otherwise it's just going to evaporate and go everywhere. It may cause problems if you have holes in your containers. These containers are completely sealed. I'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, sorry it's not a very detailed video. I'll get back to it after I breed, or maybe next year I might build another one and do a complete build with that. But it is pretty straightforward. You've just got to play around with it, and don't wait until your snakes are having babies or laying eggs to make one and not test it, because this thing's gonna get tested way before I get eggs. So thank you guys for watching. Take it easy, stay awesome, and remember, you can't fail if you try. See ya.